Welcome back to Nature Cures. Ready for another deep dive?
Absolutely. Always ready to explore the world of natural healing.
Today we're tackling arthritis.
Yeah.
And I've got to say, I always thought arthritis was, just something that happened when you get older.
Well, it's true that age is a factor, but there's so much more to it.
Really? Like what?
Arthritis is actually a blanket term covering various forms of joint inflammation.
Ah, okay, so it's not just one thing.
Nope. And it can affect people of all ages, not just the elderly.
I see. So what exactly are we diving into today?
We're going to focus on two of the most common types, osteoarthritis, which is the wear and tear kind, and rheumatoid arthritis, which has a completely different mechanism.
Okay, two very different types. And we'll be exploring natural remedies and lifestyle tips, right?
You got it. We'll uncover some fascinating insights from our sources.
I'm all ears. But first, let's start with the basics. What exactly is arthritis?
Well, the word itself literally means inflammation of the joints.
Makes sense. It comes from the Greek words arthron, meaning joint, and itis, meaning inflammation, right?
That's right, and it's this inflammation that causes the pain, stiffness, and other symptoms people experience.
So it all comes down to inflammation. And this isn't just a temporary thing.
Unfortunately, no. Arthritis is a chronic disease process. It might start subtly, but without proper management, it can lead to significant joint damage, deformities, and even disability.
That's serious stuff. So you mentioned osteoarthritis and rheumatoid arthritis. What's the difference between the two?
The key difference lies in their root causes. Osteoarthritis is primarily a degenerative joint disease, often affecting older individuals. It involves the gradual breakdown of cartilage in those weight-bearing joints like the spine and knees.
So it's like the cushioning in those joints wears away over time. Makes sense why it often comes with age. What about rheumatoid arthritis?
Rheumatoid arthritis is a bit more complex. It's an autoimmune disease, meaning the body's immune system mistakenly attacks the lining of the joints. It's called the synovium. This leads to persistent inflammation, swelling, and potential deformities.
Wow, so the body is basically attacking itself. That sounds really challenging to deal with.
It can be, and it can affect more than just the joints. Rheumatoid arthritis is systemic, meaning it can impact various tissues and organs throughout the body.
So it's not just about achy joints, it's a whole body issue. So let's break each type down a bit further. What are the telltale signs of osteoarthritis?
The classic symptoms are pain and stiffness in the joints, especially after activity or exercise.
Right, that's what most people think of.
But here's where it gets interesting. Osteoarthritis can show up in surprising ways. Things like watery eyes, a dry neck, leg cramps, even digestive issues have been linked to osteoarthritis.
Hold on, watery eyes and digestive problems. That's totally unexpected. I wouldn't have connected those to joint issues.
Right. It's a good reminder that the body is interconnected, and seemingly unrelated symptoms might have a common root.
I see.
Now, as for the causes of osteoarthritis, it's often a combination of factors.
Like what kind of factors?
Malnutrition, continuous physical stress on the joints, obesity, issues with the glands, and mineral deficiencies are some of the big ones.
So it seems like lifestyle choices can significantly impact your risk of developing osteoarthritis.
Absolutely. The way you treat your body over the years can either protect or damage your joints.
Makes sense. Okay, let's talk about rheumatoid arthritis. How does that typically develop?
Rheumatoid arthritis, sometimes called cooked food disease.
Cooked food disease. Wait, why is it called that?
We'll delve into the dietary connections later.
Okay, I'm intrigued.
For now, just know that what you eat can play a significant role in managing this type of arthritis.
Gotcha.
Rheumatoid arthritis tends to develop gradually, often over several months. You might notice persistent pain and stiffness in one or more joints. As it progresses, you might experience anemia, digestive issues, low blood pressure, and eventually deformities, particularly in the hands and feet.
That sounds rough.
It can be, and the causes are diverse, ranging from hormonal imbalances and stress, both physical and emotional, to infections, and even past traumas like severe fright or shock.
Wow, so many possibilities.
Even injuries and genetic predisposition could contribute.
So it's a complex web of internal and external factors.
Exactly. And that's where natural remedies and lifestyle changes come in.
Right, because we want to manage inflammation and support the body's natural healing processes.
Precisely. That's exactly where we're headed next. Let's explore the idea of food as medicine.
Okay, let's dig in. What does an arthritis-friendly diet look like?
Think alkaline focus, rich in fruits and vegetables for their protective properties. But it's about balance, so you also want to include protein and healthy carbohydrates for energy.
Okay, so a balanced approach.
Right. Now imagine starting your day with a big, vibrant raw salad packed with a rainbow of colorful vegetables.
Sounds delicious.
For lunch and dinner, you'd include at least 2 cooked vegetables chosen from a list that includes asparagus, beets, cauliflower, cabbage, carrots, celery,
Wow, that's a lot of veggies.
eggplant, mushrooms, onions, peas, beans, spinach, tomatoes, squash, and turnips. You have so many options.
It sounds delicious, but honestly, I'd need to step up my veggie game. What if someone's already dealing with a more severe case of arthritis?
In those cases, raw vegetable juice therapy can be incredibly beneficial.
Juice therapy, what's that all about?
Think green juices with carrots, celery, and beets. They're packed with nutrients and have a powerful effect on inflammation.
Why are raw juices so good for arthritis?
Their alkaline nature helps dissolve those deposits that can build up around the joints and other tissues,
I see.
which contribute to pain and stiffness.
So it's not just about what you eat, but also how you prepare it. Are there any specific foods that stand out when it comes to arthritis?
Fresh pineapple is a winner. It contains an enzyme called bromelain.
Bromelain.
Yes, bromelain. It actually helps break down inflammatory proteins. It can be especially helpful for both osteoarthritis and rheumatoid arthritis.
So a little pineapple in that juice might be a good idea. What about juice fasts? Are those helpful for arthritis?
Periodic juice fasts, maybe every couple of months, can give your body a chance to reset and focus on healing.
Okay.
But always talk to your healthcare provider before making big dietary changes like that.
Good point. Juice fasts are something I definitely need to research more, but they sound like a great way to kickstart a healthier routine. So we've got the alkaline diet and raw juices. What other natural remedies are there for arthritis?
Well, there's one that might surprise you. Raw potato juice therapy.
Potato juice. Really? I've never heard of that.
It may sound unusual, but it has roots in traditional medicine and is believed to help with rheumatic and arthritic conditions.
Okay, you've piqued my curiosity. How does potato juice therapy work?
There are 2 main methods. Traditionally, you thinly slice potatoes, leave the skin on, and soak them in a glass of cold water overnight. Then you drink that water first thing in the morning on an empty stomach. The more modern approach is to simply juice fresh potatoes and drink that juice diluted with water.
Interesting. So you have the option of a simple soak or going for the fresh juice. I'm definitely going to have to look into this more. What other natural remedies are out there?
There's another one using black gingerly seeds.
Black gingerly seeds. Okay, this is getting more and more intriguing. Tell me more.
Soaking black gingerly seeds in water overnight is thought to help prevent recurring joint pain.
Okay.
You drink the water along with the seeds first thing in the morning. Some people also believe that drinking water stored overnight in a copper container can have similar benefits.
Water stored in copper. I've heard of that. What's the connection to joint health?
The trace amounts of copper that leach into the water are believed to help strengthen muscles.
Interesting.
Some even think that wearing a copper ring or bracelet could offer similar benefits.
Maybe there's something to that copper connection. We've covered a lot of internal remedies. Are there any external approaches we can use for arthritis?
Absolutely. Warm coconut or mustard oil infused with camphor can be incredibly soothing when massaged onto stiff, achy joints.
Ooh, that sounds like a lovely way to pamper those sore joints. What makes that combination so effective?
The massage itself increases blood flow to the area, while camphor acts as a rubefacient,
A rubefacient.
which means it creates a warming sensation.
I see.
Together, they help reduce inflammation and stiffness.
So it's a multi-pronged approach, boosting circulation, tackling inflammation, and providing soothing warmth. I love how natural remedies often address multiple aspects of a problem at once. We've covered diet, juices, potato therapy, gingerly seeds, copper, and topical oils. What else can we do to naturally support our joint health?
Well, beyond these remedies, some simple lifestyle changes can make a world of difference.
I'm always up for simple and effective strategies. Tell me more.
One of the most basic things you can do is keep your body warm. Especially during colder months, making sure your joints are well protected can really help. And avoid using tight bandages on joints because they can restrict movement and blood flow.
That makes sense. It's all about keeping those joints happy and mobile.
Exactly. Proper ventilation in your home and getting adequate rest are also crucial,
Okay.
particularly if your arthritis is flaring up.
Those are great reminders. Sometimes it's easy to overlook the simple things. Are there any other lifestyle factors we should be mindful of?
There's actually a link between constipation and arthritis.
Really?
A sluggish digestive system can contribute to inflammation throughout the body, including in the joints.
Wow, I had no idea those two were connected. So keeping things moving in the digestive department is important for more than just gut health.
Precisely. Now, on top of everything we've discussed, exercise is another powerful tool for managing arthritis.
Right.
Light exercises like walking, hiking, and swimming are excellent for maintaining joint mobility and overall health.
But isn't exercise counterintuitive when your joints are already hurting?
Not necessarily. The key is choosing activities that are gentle on your joints
Right.
and listening to your body, resting when needed. Of course, maintaining a healthy weight is also crucial for reducing stress on those weight-bearing joints.
So it's about finding that sweet spot between staying active and not pushing yourself too hard.
Exactly. And you know what can be a game changer for joint health? Yoga.
Yoga.
Certain poses or asanas can really help improve flexibility and strength.
I've heard yoga can be amazing for arthritis. Which poses are particularly beneficial?
Poses like Trikonasana, Bhujangasana, Shalapasana, Nakasana, Bakasana, and Shavasana.
Wow, those are some pretty complex names. I might need a visual guide for those.
They can gently stretch and strengthen the muscles surrounding your joints, improving mobility and reducing stiffness.
So it's a holistic approach that addresses both the physical and mental aspects of arthritis. Yoga is definitely something I'd recommend our listeners explore further.
I agree. It's a powerful practice that can complement all the other natural remedies we've talked about.
This has been such an insightful deep dive into natural approaches to arthritis. Before we move on to part 2, let's take a moment to summarize some of the key takeaways so far.
Great idea. We've covered a lot of ground already.
We sure have. Listeners, remember that natural remedies and lifestyle changes can play a huge role in managing arthritis. We focused on 2 main approaches: dietary changes and holistic practices.
That's right. Prioritizing alkaline foods, incorporating raw juices, and considering periodic juice fasts can make a real difference in how you feel.
And don't forget about those holistic practices like gentle exercise, stress management techniques, maintaining a healthy weight, and exploring practices like yoga.
Right.
They're all about supporting your overall well-being and helping you manage the challenges of arthritis.
And remember, you don't have to do everything at once. Start with one small change.
Yeah.
Be consistent and listen to your body. Every step towards a healthier lifestyle is a step in the right direction.
That's such an important point. It's not about overwhelming yourself, but finding what works for you and making it part of your daily life.
Exactly.
We'll be back with part 2 of this deep dive to explore even more natural remedies and lifestyle tips for managing arthritis.
Sounds good.
Until then, we encourage you to think about this. What step will you take today to support your joint health naturally?
Great question.
Stay tuned for more insights and inspiration on your journey to natural wellness.
Welcome back to our deep dive into natural approaches for managing arthritis.
Before we jumped into the break, we were talking about exercise, and you mentioned that maintaining a healthy weight can make a big difference for those weight-bearing joints.
Exactly. If you're carrying extra weight, it puts more stress on joints like your knees, hips, and spine.
Makes sense.
This can lead to more pain and inflammation.
So if someone is dealing with arthritis and is also overweight, weight management should be a top priority.
Absolutely. And it's not just about the number on the scale. It's about overall health and well-being. Taking care of your body means giving your joints the best chance to function properly.
You also brought up something I found really interesting, the link between constipation and arthritis. Can you explain that a bit more?
Sure, when you're constipated, it can lead to a buildup of toxins in your body.
Right.
And guess what? Those toxins can trigger inflammation.
Ah, right. Inflammation is at the root of most types of arthritis.
Exactly. That's why it's so crucial to make sure you're having regular bowel movements.
What are some things people can do to improve their digestive health and prevent constipation?
The basics are really important here. First, make sure you're drinking enough water throughout the day.
Hydration is key for so many things.
It really is. Then, focus on getting enough fiber in your diet.
Okay.
Fruits, vegetables, and whole grains are all excellent sources of fiber.
Fiber is like a superhero for keeping things moving smoothly in the digestive tract.
And don't underestimate the power of regular exercise. It can help promote digestive health as well.
So it all comes back to exercise. It seems like it's a cornerstone of overall health and well-being, which in turn benefits our joints.
I couldn't agree more. Now let's explore some other natural remedies that can specifically help alleviate arthritis symptoms.
Always up for learning about new remedies. What do you have for us?
One traditional remedy that's been used for centuries is lime juice.
Lime juice. Really? What makes it helpful for arthritis?
Well, limes are packed with citric acid,
Right.
and citric acid is believed to help dissolve uric acid.
Okay.
Uric acid is a major culprit in some types of arthritis, especially gout.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
So adding a squeeze of lime to your water or meals could be beneficial.
Exactly. And there's another interesting remedy using green gram soup.
Green gram soup. Have you ever heard of that?
That's a new one for me. Tell me more.
Green gram, also known as mung beans, is a nutritional powerhouse.
Okay.
When you cook it into a soup and mix in crushed garlic cloves.
It's thought to help reduce inflammation and pain in the joints.
Garlic is known for its anti-inflammatory properties, so that makes sense.
Yes, and there's another ingredient that adds to this soup's effectiveness, powdered fenugreek seeds.
Fenugreek seeds. I usually see those used in Indian cooking.
Right.
What's their role?
Fenugreek seeds have a long history of being used to relieve joint pain. They have anti-inflammatory and analgesic properties, making them a perfect addition to this soup.
Wow, so it's a combination of powerful ingredients working together to combat arthritis symptoms. So far, we've been talking about remedies you consume. Are there any natural therapies that involve external applications?
You bet. Have you ever considered sea bathing for arthritis?
Sea bathing. I've heard of it for relaxation and skin health, but not for arthritis.
Right.
How does it work?
The natural iodine present in seawater is believed to help relieve arthritis pain.
Interesting. But not everyone lives near the sea.
Of course.
Are there any alternatives?
Of course. If you can't get to the ocean, try a warm bath at home with a cupful of sea salt added to the water.
Okay.
The minerals in sea salt, especially the iodine, can be absorbed through your skin,
Right.
potentially providing similar benefits.
So you can create your own little sea bath experience. That's a great tip.
Mhm.
What about heat treatments? Those are often recommended for muscle soreness. Do they also help with arthritis pain?
Absolutely. Heat therapy can be incredibly beneficial for arthritis.
Okay.
Applying heat to the affected joints can relax muscles, reduce stiffness, and improve blood circulation.
What are some good ways to apply heat?
You have a lot of options. A heating pad is a classic choice.
Uh-huh.
You could also take a warm bath or shower, or try applying warm compresses to those painful areas.
I've also heard of something called a knee pack. Is that a form of heat therapy?
Yes, a knee pack is essentially a warm compress specifically designed for the knee joint.
Right.
It can be very helpful for managing arthritis pain in the knees.
It sounds like we've covered a broad spectrum of natural remedies and therapies, both internal and external. Is there anything else we should consider when it comes to managing arthritis naturally?
There are a few additional therapies that can be helpful. For instance, neutral immersion baths,
Neutral immersion baths.
where the water temperature is close to your body temperature,
Okay.
can be very soothing and relaxing for people with arthritis.
I can see how that would be gentle on the joints. What else?
There are also more specialized therapies like ultrasonic diathermy and infrared therapy, which are typically administered by healthcare professionals.
So there are options for those who are looking for more targeted treatments.
Exactly.
This has been such a comprehensive exploration of natural approaches to arthritis. Before we move on to the final part of our deep dive, let's recap the key points we've covered so far.
It sounds like a plan. It's always good to summarize what we've learned.
First and foremost, we've established that arthritis is a complex condition with various forms.
Right.
But the most common ones are osteoarthritis and rheumatoid arthritis.
Right.
We've delved into the causes and symptoms of each type, emphasizing how important it is to understand the underlying mechanisms at play.
Exactly.
We've also highlighted the crucial role of diet in managing arthritis, focusing on an alkaline-focused approach that's rich in fruits, vegetables, and whole grains.
Right.
We've also talked about the benefits of incorporating raw juices and considering periodic juice fasts to support the body's natural healing processes.
Yes.
We've explored such a wide range of natural remedies,
We have.
from traditional therapies like lime juice, green gram soup, and sea bathing, to more modern approaches like raw potato juice therapy.
Right.
And we can't forget the importance of those lifestyle changes. Weight management, regular exercise, and addressing digestive issues like constipation are all key for overall well-being and joint health.
Absolutely.
We've also touched on those various external therapies,
Yes.
such as heat treatments, warm compresses, and specialized treatments like ultrasonic diathermy and infrared therapy.
It's been quite a deep dive, offering a thorough overview of natural approaches to managing arthritis.
Now, in the final part of our exploration, we'll shift gears a bit and focus on practical tips and strategies.
Okay.
We'll help you figure out how to actually implement these natural approaches into your daily life so you can take control of your joint health.
Stay tuned for more insights and inspiration on your journey to natural wellness.
Welcome back to the deep dive. We've explored so much about natural approaches to managing arthritis, and now it's time to talk about how to actually put all this knowledge into action.
That's right, we've covered the what, now let's dive into the how.
Okay, so let's start with those dietary changes. It can feel overwhelming to change your eating habits. Where should people begin?
Remember that alkaline-focused diet we discussed? It's all about increasing your intake of fruits, vegetables, and whole grains.
Yeah.
You don't have to overhaul everything overnight.
Right.
Start by making small, sustainable changes. Maybe swap out a sugary snack for a piece of fruit, or add an extra serving of veggies to your dinner plate.
That's a great point. Small steps can lead to big changes over time. What about those raw juices? Any tips for incorporating those?
Have fun experimenting with different combinations of fruits and veggies until you find what you truly enjoy.
Okay.
And remember, if you're thinking about trying a juice fast, always chat with your healthcare provider first, especially if you have any underlying health conditions.
That's really important advice. Let's move on to lifestyle changes. Exercise came up a lot in our conversation. What's a good starting point for someone who's been inactive for a while?
Start slow and gradually increase your activity level.
Okay.
Even a 10-minute walk each day can make a difference.
Right.
Listen to your body, rest when needed,
Mm-hmm.
and most importantly, be consistent.
Consistency is key with any new habit. We also discussed the importance of stress management.
Yes.
It seems like stress is a factor in so many health issues, including arthritis. What are your thoughts on that?
You're absolutely right.
Yeah.
Stress can really ramp up those arthritis symptoms. That's why finding healthy ways to manage stress is crucial. It could be yoga, meditation, deep breathing exercises, spending time in nature,
Right.
or simply engaging in hobbies that bring you joy.
It's about finding those activities that help you unwind and de-stress.
Exactly.
We also touched on the connection between constipation and arthritis. What are some simple tips for keeping the digestive system running smoothly?
It goes back to the basics.
Right.
Drinking enough water, eating plenty of fiber,
Right.
and getting regular exercise.
Right.
These are simple but powerful habits that can prevent constipation.
And if someone's struggling with persistent constipation, it's always best to see a healthcare professional to rule out any underlying medical conditions.
Exactly. Now let's revisit those specific natural remedies we talked about.
I'm excited to dive back into those.
Remember raw potato juice therapy. It's surprisingly easy to add to your routine. Just make sure you dilute the juice with water, especially if you're new to it.
Okay, good to know. And those soaked black gingerly seeds.
Soaking them overnight and adding them to your morning is a simple way to potentially support your joint health.
Right. And for those who are curious about copper therapy, wearing a copper bracelet or trying water stored in a copper container could be worth exploring.
Just remember that these are traditional remedies, and more research is needed to fully understand their effectiveness.
It's always a good idea to approach natural remedies with a balanced perspective and do your research.
Absolutely. And finally, let's not forget the power of topical therapies like warm coconut or mustard oil infused with camphor.
Right.
Massaging those into stiff, aching joints can feel incredible.
It's like a little self-care ritual for your joints. We've covered so much in this deep dive. I really hope our listeners feel empowered to take a proactive, natural approach to managing their arthritis.
It's all about making informed choices and discovering what works best for you. Remember, you're not alone on this journey.
That's such an important reminder. There's so many resources available,
There are.
including healthcare professionals, support groups, and online communities. You don't have to navigate this alone.
So, as we wrap up this deep dive, keep exploring these natural approaches.
Yeah.
Experiment, listen to your body, and find what brings you relief. You can live a fuller, more comfortable life with arthritis.
And remember, even small steps can lead to big changes.
They can.
Start with one thing, be consistent, and trust your body's wisdom. Your joints will thank you.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into natural remedies for arthritis. We hope you found it informative and empowering.
Until next time, take care and be well.